Hello, Professor Webb. This is Clinton Knox. Sorry I have to wear the mask. I'm actually recording this at work. It's the only free time that I had, so I hope that isn't an issue. Today I wanted to talk about how the Hawaiian Islands were formed. The Hawaiian Islands were formed because of a specific hotspot underneath the Pacific Plate. Now, what a hotspot is a heated spot of magma under a plate that contains lava and other heated materials. Now, these heated materials will heat up the plate above them, thus creating volcanoes by the movement of heat upwards, carrying sediment and material upwards through it. Now, the difference between the Hawaiian island chain and some other volcanoes is exactly how they were formed. A lot of volcanoes are on tectonic plate boundaries. The Hawaiian Islands are not. Now, what creates that hotspot is there is a plate boundary where one of the plates is being sucked under the Pacific Plate, and that plate then creates that hotspot by meeting the magma, burning up, and creating the hotspot, which then created the Hawaiian Islands. Now, I always thought the Hawaiian Islands were just the big islands that the part of the state of Hawaii, but actually the island chain is more than 1,500 miles long and contains 132 islands, archipelagos, reefs, things of that have been left over from this lava flow. Now, for my demonstration, it's kind of basic, but I hope you can see it, so I'm going to have to move you. Basically, what I'm doing here is recreating how the hotspot will work. So if you can see over here in the oven, we have the burner and the water on top of it. The burner represents the hotspot. That is where the magma is. That is where the lava is heating up the plate. Now the pot represents the tectonic plate. Now, as we can see, as the water heats up, as the heat is transferred to the bottom of the pot, the water heats up. That water is going to represent the plate boundary melting and burning away, thus moving upwards, eventually creating the island. Now, the difference with the Hawaiian Islands is the plate moves, but the hot spot stays. So that would be like if we took this pot and moved it, because it's moving northwest, so this direction, and we added this other plate, or this other pot with water on it. See, now that one's not boiling yet. And that has created those gaps. As the plate moves, some parts of the plate are thicker, some parts of the plate are less thick. And this creates, and as it moves, the plate moves, it leaves these islands. And the islands move with it. Thus, the new heated spot, or where the hot spot is now, creates another island. These islands are varying sizes for how thin or thick or what materials the plate had at its time, or how long it stayed there, depending on other movements. Thank you for this time. I hope this presentation is